What's up, everyone? Welcome back at the Artist Coaching Podcast.
Hello.
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 Good day.
How
Good
are
day.
you guys?
Good.
Yeah?
Good. Yeah.
And
We
you?
won't. We will not talk too much this week.
Quick story. How are you guys? Good. Okay.
Good.
Perfect.
Good. Yeah.
How was the week?
Same old.
It was great.
It was very good.
No, but are you back? When did you get back from Spain, Ralph?
Last week was I still in Spain. Damn, time flies, man. When you're
Yep.
having fun. I came back last week, Thursday, and I had a beautiful weekend here in Holland. It was nice weather. We had
Yeah,
like
it
20
was.
degrees, so I went from Spain with nice weather, where there was 25, then 20-ish in Holland. I worked in my garden. It's like making music, only a little bit slower, because you have to be like, you have early bloomers and late bloomers.
What's
Man,
the
quite
same with
adventurous.
making music?
Sorry?
What's the link with making music to you?
Well, because you have all these layers. You have, like what I say, early bloomers, mid bloomers, late bloomers, and then you can make like this orchestra of flowers and when they bloom. So when it's April or May, then this section will be blooming. Then from June up until August, that section. And then winter is coming, starting autumn. We have the late bloomers.
Okay. So your garden is full of late bloomers now.
No. It's the perfect balance, like my music. Yeah.
It's autumn. Autumn is here. Like
It's all balancing, man.
Automation clips, you know. It's all
Ah,
linked.
yeah.
I
Okay,
automated
perfect.
it all. And I do it through water and sun.
Fruity Loops. Huh?
Fruity Loops,
Yeah.
exactly.
Flower loops.
And Jay, did you want to vent something about creating average bootlegs and then call it a hit
Yes. I hate it when people do that.
without dropping names?
Wait, have you been to the
Not
hairdresser,
dropping
Jay?
names, but did you hear that one remix now? So what people do nowadays is they
People
have a
generalizing.
track that is a good track, in a like popular style. Good track, not too special, you know. Then they put a vocal on it. They don't use any of the original arrangement. They just put the vocal on it. Huge vocal, like that vocal on itself is a hit. I won't name the vocal. And then they're like, "Whoa, yeah, this is my remix, and yeah, we're releasing it, and I'm so popular." And they do get very popular on TikTok and on whatever.
Are you
But I just think,
describing
like-
us?
Yes,
That's my modus
And then I'm like-
operandi,
and then I'm
man.
like,
It's
it's
what
like-
we do.
it's like those people become so popular, and that's all good. Like I hope they do good,
Thanks.
but I just don't see any like real original stuff there. And it's just like you're gonna base your career on that one a cappella you put on a track you made. That's good, but average good. And
gotta
it's like
say-
I kind of think like I wouldn't want to start my career like that. Let's say, because it's pretty difficult. Yeah,
What's difficult about it?
try to follow that up. Try to follow, like that a vocal that already has been proven as a hit. And you put a track under it. You can. It's still like an accomplishment, but you can way easier get way more traction really fast.
But isn't that
then
how a lot of guys or girls do it now? Making bootlegs, gaining recognition?
yeah, and I kind of miss like hits that are original a little bit. I hear
Yeah,
the
but
same vocals. If I
Didn't
see
like careers of Samveld, Lucas and Steve spawn that way?
yeah, but I miss original stuff.
Oh yeah, but that's
Then-
okay. That's okay. But it's not a bad strategy. We do it quite a lot, making bootlegs.
Yeah, but
They do well
it's
on
like
TikTok.
the problem lies in that word. It's too much maybe a strategy. Strategy.
Oh
Tough
yeah,
word.
but it's a logical thing. I mean, nowadays, like David Guetta said it himself, he's playing like 95% own tracks, but you see that's all throughout the industry. People, or DJs play like some
His
play
own
60,
remakes, you
some
mean?
80.
His own
They-
remakes of.
yeah, but everybody wants the recognition. It's in all genres, even the underground as the recognition.
Yeah, but I think that's
tracks
not
in there.
something to per se strive for in your career. I think that comes with making great music, making great original music. And I think maybe I'm just in the wrong TikTok algorithm, and I'm not seeing too much original
Maybe you're
music.
just
But a
old.
lot of the big parties and the big things that I see are always like there's a remake or there's a 90s hit or a zeros hit, and it's like give me a new hit. So maybe people in the chat
But there
or
are
on
some cool
Discord
new
can
hits.
provide us with some cool new
Do
hits.
you ever go to Beatport?
Yes, and I love that everybody's now making Afro House, and like the whole Beat with Top 100 sounds like Adam Port. It's amazing, man.
I thought Ralph was kind of the negative guy in this whole show, but it turns
No,
out
you-
it's
I'm
JLO.
never negative, man.
I
I'm
am
Mr.
always
Positive.
negative. I am always negative. But
Okay.
I love it when something people are creative and create new stuff and
Yeah.
I
yeah,
just
and I
came
think that's
across
also
this guy. I have
something
to
if
look him up.
you break through with a bootleg, it's really hard to follow that up. Because the expectations are going to be high, but yeah, I mean,
We have Melodramatic in the chat saying original is creating dreams, bootlegs is chasing dreams.
wow.
Sounds like
That's,
a tile
that's
wisdom. I like it.
Mic drop.
But
Mic
still,
drop.
yeah.
I was running across this guy called Sammy Virgie. He makes cool, authentic stuff, Jay Hardway. Maybe it's something for you to look up. And it's still out there. There's a lot of
What's his
people-
name?
Just Sammy Virgie.
Sammy Virgie.
Virgie.
But does he get any
VIRGY.
recognition for it?
Oh yeah, he's doing well. He's getting some traction. I think he does some really cool shows by the look of it. He also has kind of a hit called If
Kind
You
of
Need
hit.
It.
What does that mean?
It's like 40 million streams or so. Does well. I don't know when it's
decent.
been released. It's a cool track.
And is that an original as well?
It's an original. But I also liked the track Kisses. That was kind of mainstream
From?
also. I'm not going to sing, by the way. It's called Kisses.
Kiss.
There's a lot
okay.
of bootlegs made of that
No.
track.
Yeah.
But also the
Hey.
original is cool. I like
I
it
love
a
No,
lot.
I
bootleg.
think.
Hey,
what-
which? Oh man, I really love that track DNA. Billy
From who?
Gillies and Hannah Boleyn. I'm not sure if I pronounced it right, but man, that track is insane. I love it so much.
Maybe I don't know what it is, but like I do see some of those artists who then make big remakes, and then they get played, and then they are everywhere saying and claiming, "I made that song, this is mine." All their posts
and
are about
Bunt.
that one song.
He's doing cool stuff. He has an insane tour coming up. I mean, there's so much cool stuff. It's also what you look for, and yeah, you're kind of on the haterade.
Yes, yes.
I mean, it's
No, for
that's-
sure.
He's on the
I'm
I'm
street
getting
this
old.
week.
I mean, I'm
That's
allowed.
always
I have two
been there,
kids, I
you
get
know?
old.
No, but when Sam and Lucas and Steve, they were like, for me back then, they did a lot of
Yeah, but Lucas and Steve
remakes
had
or
a lot of
interpolations.
original songs.
They did the Aha song, right?
No, but they already had like many original songs with original melodies.
I think that was the breakthrough.
Before that, you mean?
Yeah, before, they were
Yeah.
just already having an online community and
Oh, and Sam Veld, he came with that track.
Show Me Love.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, actually, the
true.
guy who made the remix, that was the hit.
Yeah, which is funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that started his career. No, but I mean, it
Yeah.
can start in all these ways.
No,
and
but I'm
doesn't
not. I'm
even
not
matter.
hating on the individuals doing it. I'm just like, maybe it's just like I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't boast so much as I see some of the guys do with like, look, that's my song. Yeah, but it is your song. It is a good song, but you also slapped one of the biggest hits of the past 20 years on it. Yeah, maybe that's just my kind of like.
I always
maybe
said,
it's my Dutch. Stay
I-
humble. Kind
to
of.
counter melodramatic, I always say, if it sounds good, it is good. And I don't care how you make it, but if it sounds good and people are willing to play it, it has a right to exist. And
I,
why wouldn't you do it?
100%.
I
Yeah, and I
reposted
mean the
a clip.
100%,
is
but it's
more,
also
more
what I miss in DJ sets. It's too easy. And if I go to a live DJ set, I don't want to hear all the hits. I want to hear those songs that he dares to play that not everybody knows yet, and we're like, hey, what's this?
hey, that's
Yeah, but
also cool.
this is the conversation we had last week with the whole entertaining versus DJ thing. As in, I think there's a big audience out there who just wants to be entertained, and there's this few nerd guys like us who are in the corner listening to the actual
No,
song and
man,
to the
I want to be
transitions. And,
entertained too. Hey,
yeah,
you
but
don't
like,
know.
Yeah,
I think we are not necessarily the most representable group when it comes down to people on the dance floor.
but
True.
Joey, but now I think you sell the crowd short. I think the crowd is just they. That's why remember when we said, like, as a DJ, it's not, you don't give them what they want, but what they
What
need.
they need,
Yeah,
man.
a
Tao
good
wisdom.
DJ can provide that to a crowd that doesn't really
So
know.
great.
They don't want hits. They just
True. I believe in the balance, as in, if I looked at my sets, I always try to do like 70% of what people knew of bootlegs or something, and then 30% new stuff. But yeah, it's I think it's always hard to sell someone something that they don't know yet. It's
Hey,
also
but you can also take it as a challenge. If it's that easy, why not do it yourself?
No, because
Let's just
I don't
be
want
fun
I
and
don't want that.
famous for the challenge of it. Let's
No, but
make some money.
I don't
with the
want that.
challenge.
I don't chase that. I never chased it.
No,
But
but
it would be
you're
ironic.
well.
It
But
would
do
be
you
ironic
ever
if I
run or
accidentally.
do something in sports? Challenge yourself. Let's make it a challenge, man. Challenge yourself.
Nah,
Because
I
I
got
actually appreciate everybody making something creative. I get it, eh? Sometimes it's like weird, like, look at what I've done. I've changed the world by making this bootleg. Man, don't be silly. But it's the role they play, and man, you just
yeah, maybe that's the role.
flicker the
That's
rain, you
maybe
know?
what just annoys me a little bit.
I know. I also annoyed. Also, we discussed something else in the group chat that annoys me quite a lot. That's people who use waves. Like, look
yeah,
how
yeah,
I
yeah.
made this track, and then they only show waves. That's
Yeah.
not how you make a track.
What
That's
is
what
this
you
They show the
magical?
part.
delivered
They
by
don't show the
someone
actual
who
project.
made the track.
Yeah.
And I always say, if it doesn't contain MIDI, it's not your production. A
It's
real
not a production,
production
yeah.
contains MIDI.
Yeah.
Not only
Yeah,
MIDI,
yeah.
also
I,
a wave also, but yeah.
I also think that the people who do those videos, they sell it wrong. They should just say, hey, these are the parts of my song, and not how I made it, because
Yeah,
there's a
that's
big
somebody
difference
delivered to me because I didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe mix
True.
it down.
Yeah. I think
Whenever
so.
I have waves, only waves in my project, solely for one reason: mastering the file. I cannot have all the VST, all the MIDI. I will get latency and then do the mix down, the mastering. I cannot have it in one file. So what I do is I bounce all the tracks, then you get them unsorted, then you sort them. You put them in all under each other. That's FL Studio style. Then you cross it down like all the FX in a few channels, not one, maybe three. The basses, the leads, the kicks, snares, blah, 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 blah. Then you narrow it down to 20 tracks. Then you can do all the volume mixing, maybe do some stereo, then the mastering, and then you have the track. But when you make something, there's MIDI in there. And you can sometimes like bounce it in the project to save some CPU. But listen to me, whenever someone shows you only waves, that's not how you make a track.
They didn't make it
A
themselves.
real project contains
Well, they
MIDI.
can show you the master file, and they could have made it themselves, but you're actually
True.
looking at the master file and not
Yes.
necessarily the production
Yep.
file.
Yeah, but I think what I don't get is, like, I don't think there's a shame in working with other producers. I mean, I
do
don't
it
do
every
it,
track.
but some guys don't produce themselves and they work with teams, which I am totally fine with. I think that's just a different way of expressing yourself as a producer. But just own it. Just say, hey, these are the parts of my song. also maybe credit the people who, because that's also a big problem I think in ghost production. Just credit the people who made it. You don't have to like really say they made it. Just give them credit somewhere, because then it's also like there's no shame in using ghost producers, but there is shame if you're trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Then we all know you're kind of ashamed of it. So
Nah,
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
let's just
purists.
throw out.
We do this quite a lot, and we're purists about our profession, our craft, and we take pride in what we have learned and what we do. And then to see people fake it, yeah, it kind of hurts your feelings, I guess.
If
Yeah.
they fake it, yeah, but if they're open about it, then
I
it's
do.
like, yeah,
No,
sure.
no, but they shouldn't be. I mean, I get it. It's the game, and I mean, we all play our roles, and we all fake something every
I
now
don't
and
think
then.
so. That's a
No,
wrong
and it's totally fine. I get it how it
assumption.
works, but it annoys me. Yeah,
No,
they're
but
fake.
I always think you can still call people out on fake shit, because I don't like
Yeah,
fake
but
stuff.
why would you? I mean, just leave them be, and it's also up to the people who consume all the info to be a little bit
Well,
informed. Yeah, that's not how
to
you
be
make
honest, I
music.
do love your quote, what you just said with the DJing stuff. If there's a crowd dancing to it, it has a right to exist, so it doesn't at all matter how it's made. But
Mhm.
it's like it's that little the acting part and the I made this, or we all know those producers who travel the world. They don't even have time to make music. You can see on their schedule, and they
Yeah,
are like posting, I'm working on this song, and you know for a fact they haven't made it. That kind of acting. Well, I mean, I'm not per se hating on it. I just think those people
no,
don't inspire me, so I don't follow them.
but Rihanna, for instance, sings about her broken heart while she is in a perfectly fine relationship and somebody else wrote it. I mean, that's also kind of acting. It's
No, but she
being an
sings it.
artist.
She performs.
Well,
Yeah.
don't we do the same? Yeah, I'm a
Well,
performer.
then maybe I'm just annoyed by the bad acting.
Yeah, I don't want
Just
to be called a producer
act, come
anymore.
on.
Also, I want to be called a performer. Welcome to the performer realm of Bassjackers. That sounds pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
that
so
sounds cool.
let's drop this statement and tell me your answer, as in, should every artist have a ghost producer?
Yes, every artist should have a co-producer, and because two people know a lot more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really about teamwork makes the dream work.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, working together is what gets you places for sure.
And give everybody credits because everybody who works on something deserves credits. Don't
Yeah,
be
so
cheap.
things go wrong when they start lying about it, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, yeah.
Yeah. So it's okay to work with people, just credit them, and
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to inform everybody about everything, you know. Oh wait, this piece has been made by that, and I get it from that sample bank, and blah 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 blah. No, I mean,
But it
just
should
be
be in the
real, you
credits
know.
somewhere,
Yeah.
on Spotify or whatever. Just put everybody in the credits.
yeah, that makes
It's not
sense.
that difficult.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
what David
mock.
Guetta always
Yeah.
does. David Guetta is known for, on his albums and stuff, listing everyone. Like every single one that has worked on his songs is always listed, even the mastering engineers and stuff. And
But it's about respecting a craft. It's the craft we do, and just respect it. Don't mock it by placing
yeah,
weird
yeah.
videos that don't have anything to do with that craft.
Yeah, true.
Because we're purists and have hearts, and we get really angry if you step on it.
Before we continue, I want to have a look at the live stream. We've got Josh, as always. We've got Melodramatic, as always. We've got Jamie Strive here, as always, as well.
Oh.
Lion Harris, what's up? Y Excellent? Yeah, Y. I think that's how you pronounce it. Y Excellent. Anyway, how are you guys? Nice of you to be here today with us in the live stream. Guys, in the past years, the music scene has exploded with talent, and thanks to some great advancements in technology and the rise of some digital platforms, this has opened the doors for many, and also has led to fierce competition. But it also made things a lot harder to stand out for artists. So how can an aspiring artist still stand out these days? So
Make
I would like to
bootlegs.
start. Well, that could be an answer. Like, what is the biggest challenge to stand out as a DJ in a crowded market these days?
Man,
Well, if you rephrase the question to how you said it first, how can you stand out? It's by doing your own thing, and it is good to analyze what is happening out there, what are the hits right now, but there needs to be something of you, like can you do different that adds to this scene? And if you like something, you should chase it. If you find something interesting, you should chase it. What can be very difficult is industry people / suits telling you
Fuck 'em.
what do you need to do, because that's often not the case. Like you need to figure out yourself what you need to do in order to stand out, because label bosses and bookers, promoters, they don't know. They just want to they're more in the selling business, selling what you have to offer. So
Well, they might have some good practical tips based on experience, but it's not like you should take it for truth 100%, right? You could take in something as feedback or information, but it's not that is the way to go, and that's the only way.
And no one knows the next hit. No one knows the future. So that's something that can be also very liberating, because hey, the thing you're doing right now that no one else is doing, that's one style that you like. It might be the next big thing, but it also might not be the next big thing. But if you can get peace with that, you can create freely, I think.
The more I think about it, and the more I kind of think about this topic and talk about it with clients and stuff, like the only real challenge that is in the midst of you and standing out from the crowd these days is your authenticity, because it's not the technical issues. You have all the stuff you need. You have the internet. You have a laptop which you can use. You don't need much stuff to make music these days.
You get the wave parts from your producer.
You get the wave parts from your ghost producer. Like it's you don't have you have,
man.
You've got all the required stuff that you need, but the only one thing that every artist needs in order to stand out from the crowd is to fully embrace his authenticity and to be different than all the others.
But
and
don't be different.
Say have to
don't
be
be different.
Or
don't be different.
Really good at what the rest also does.
That can also be a thing, but just take your niche, right? So if that's the thing that you really like doing, then please do it, but own it and be the best at it.
Yeah, because don't be different for the sake of being different.
No,
that
true.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Just follow what interests you.
Yeah.
And that will make you you. And then Snoop Dogg famously said, "Who could be you but you?" You know.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was listening to a podcast about with what's the guy's name? The fastest man alive, Usain Bolt. I was listening to a podcast with him where he talks and explains about his mindset and all that stuff. Very interesting. I'll share it with you in the chat. But he also said, like, eventually all the things that I've learned in all those years of taking all those medals, the one thing that the most interesting and necessary ingredient of my career is consistency. He said, like, that's the only thing I needed to become the biggest in the world. And I think that's very related, what we talk about as well very often. It's authenticity and it's consistency. And that seems to be one of those two things that keeps coming back, right?
But
But
not to challenge the great Usain Bolt. I mean, I would love to race against him on 100 meters. I'm pretty fast. But this sounds very dumb, but that's very easy when it comes to sport. I'm not saying it's easy, but you exactly know what you need to do.
The consistency part, you mean?
Yeah, you exactly know what you need to train. You exactly know, hey, you need to be working out. You need to be physically training. I think that's where it becomes a bit more difficult.
It's
with
really
making
mental,
music.
man. It's really mental, kind of the same, because you have to. in order, I mean, everybody can work out or do sports or whatever, but really to change something, to really train, that actually makes you, you have to go so far and dig so deep. You have to push
I
yourself
know, but I
so
mean,
hard.
it's
That's
easy
when the
in
mental
terms of
part comes in.
yeah, but I think it's easy in terms of what you should do,
I
like
get it.
the list of
Like
what.
lifting weights, I said it
Yeah,
before, you know, if you really are dedicated, watch what you eat, and you lift those weights, you will get a result. It's a pretty sure thing. That's not the
yeah,
same
yeah.
as with doing something like in music or anything marketing related, to be honest, because that's like making a best guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Giving it your best, you mean?
Well, of course, that's always
You
something you have to do, but doing something in marketing or be creative or whatsoever for it to get traction with a crowd, you just don't know. You can put so much of yourself in there, push so hard, but that's not gonna like eventually give you a certain result, and
no.
that's the hard thing. Yeah.
No, but the result is also not certain for the 100-meter sprinters or the
No, no,
because
because
but
that's
it's
also really relative. But still,
yeah,
like lifting weights, then you know there's something going
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
happen if you're really dedicated. And
Yeah, you
yeah,
know exactly like, hey, what should I train? That's a bit more easy. And I think with anything, that's also with sports, you can be the hardest working artist and you can still fail. Um,
yeah, I'm watching your
but I
shirt right
think
now.
in
I don't think you're
sports,
going to be the next Tiger Woods.
who knows? Who knows?
I know.
Who knows?
We know.
Golf is skills, yes, but there's a lot of this in golf.
A lot of
Mm.
That's why. That's
Yeah, a
why.
lot
mindset.
of
Okay.
cross
Mental.
switching.
It's a mental game. It's
Is
really amazing.
Don't
is
go
there like
tilt.
a certain? Do you guys ever think about this? As in, is there a certain strategy that you use to stand out from others?
No, not per se. I don't think either Marlon. Marlon's a bit more an authentic guy than I am. I mean, that's why I'm not on stage. I'm really boring to look at. I'm really like 13 in a dozen. I know, I get it.
You're perfect for radio.
Perfect, man. Beyond perfect, actually, the best. No, also really modest. No, but you know, we look at ourselves and how we want to present ourselves, and also with music. Yeah, I like to do a lot. I'm really a fan of what I do, and I love it so much. I want to be really, really good at it, and I want to be perceived as one of the greatest. Yeah, well under my way, but well on my way. But oh, that's why we like to do so much. I want to, yeah, I want the recognition. Yeah, that's something that drives me.
And did you always had that mindset, or is it something you've developed over the years?
No, no, no. That's something that drives me. I don't per se have to want to be the best because I don't think this is something you do that you can be like the best in. But I want to be perceived as somebody who knows his craft and serious about it.
Hmm.
And yeah, I hope people, yeah, you never know. But yeah, I like to think I am. I know what I do and what I leave for it.
Okay. What about you, Jay?
My tactic always comes down to just making a lot of music. If you just make, you do need, I think, some kind of talent or some kind of idea what you are good at. Maybe that's a better way of phrasing it. Not per se talent, but kind of know your strengths and your weaknesses. But if you make as much music as you possibly can, time wise, for me, from things always start like rolling from there. From there, I find, oh, I want to work with that vocalist, or from there, I find what I don't want to do. And always in my career, it has come down to that. Just if I create more music, and not per se like quantity over quality, but just getting into that creating. I also, because then I create, let's say, 100 ideas, from which 10 are maybe really good. Instead of I create 10 and one is really good. That's then how how I see it, and I think that's always been my tactic. And I don't have never had, probably never will have a longer term tactic, because I don't know a year from now what my whole life will look like, and I've never cared for like 5 years from now.
Hmm.
But that's, I think, also just personally, because I don't dwell too much on the future or the past. So yeah.
Okay. You mentioned talent, and that's interesting as well, because that's also what Usain Bolt was talking about. As in, he remembered his coach telling him in the earliest phase of his career when he first started doing Olympics, which he actually lost in some kind of way. And he said that his coach told him, like, there is a point in your career where everyone around you has just as much and maybe even more talent than you have. So the only thing that differentiates you at this point from them is the hard work. So you've got talent that can get you to a certain point, and from that point off, it's a matter of hard work and doing the reps, right?
Determination, yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that that's something that could make you stand out in a saturated market these days? Like, is that the difference? Like, can talent get you somewhere, but the difference really gets in once you start putting in the hard work?
I think talent comes down to one thing, because I'm not sure if like some people are gifted and some others are not. Talent, I think, maybe it's a rephrasing of what talent is, but it's like, you know yourself, something that you are really good at, despite anyone saying anything to you. And if you truly believe in that, and that's something you can't really fake, you just need to kind of know,
Mm-hmm.
then you can really get somewhere with that if you persist. Because that's the thing, you're gonna find times where it's like, oh, maybe I'm not as good. Others tell you to stop, or you feel like stopping. You need to continue if you want to accomplish anything, because talent only goes so far, is also, I think, probably what Usain Bolt means by that. Talent can get you somewhere, but not not that far.
At the highest point, yeah.
Yeah.
To me, like, when I started looking back at my own career, I always wondered, am I talented? Because I didn't have any clue about music theory. I couldn't read notes. I didn't know how to play an instrument. So talent, I never really believed I had talent in music, and somehow I did manage to create a career out of it. So looking back at my career, I am convinced that my success came from the persistency, as in, and consistency. So I just loved the thing that I was doing, which caused me to be able to do it every single day in, day out. And all those years of work resulted into some sort of success. But I don't necessarily would say I am talented, Garrix is talented to me. Hartwell is talented. But to me, I wouldn't necessarily say it was talent that got me so far. It was more the hard work.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the hard work.
Thank you for sharing your story there, Joey.
I just opened my heart and you just crushed it.
I think hard work, you need that to get anywhere. To accomplish anything worthwhile, you need that hard work. Talent you don't need, but it comes in handy every now and then. That's what I think.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself talented, Ralph?
No, not at all, man. I'm a big fraud.
No, but is it more like, is it more the hard work, or is it that you really have something over someone else?
For me, it's the hard work. I know I have a great mentality. I'm also pretty harsh for myself. I know exactly what I cannot do. For those reasons, I go to other persons, whether it's music creation or other stuff. I think that is one of the most important things, just to be honest to yourself and see yourself for what you are and not for what you want to be. And all the gaps, the stuff you don't know, maybe you can still learn stuff that you cannot do. It's actually, you should. But yeah, for what you're not good at per se, yeah, go to other people. Try to learn those crafts as well. Maybe you can do it yourself in the future. But yeah, for me, definitely, I'm not talented at all.
You really developed the skill yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, you just start with it and you think it's fun making music. It was still fun, always was fun. And but then when it gets serious, yeah, then the world starts to ask more and more of you. And then, yeah, you cannot deliver. I'm not the Messi of making music. I heard the guy never practiced free kicks, and still he scored a lot of free kicks for somebody,
Hmm.
especially for somebody who never
Yeah, but
practices. And
yeah,
and Ronaldo, he's like the living example of putting in the hours and the work. Because man, that dude is a machine, and
yeah, but yeah,
didn't have the talent, but
but
he
Messi was
still.
also his whole life on a football pitch
S-
from young age.
Okay,
So
okay,
that's
okay.
yeah.
But Ronaldo stayed after the practice and practiced his free kicks, and Messi just went home being Messi and chilled, going watch Game of Thrones, which is also nice, but not
True.
the last two seasons. Fuck, man. Let's talk about that. No,
I
but
haven't seen it.
no, and but I think everybody has to put in. Everybody at some point encounters. I think if you do this and you get far, you have a talent, and some have more than others. I mean, if I watch Avicii, dude,
Yeah.
that's so sick, man. The dude's insane, and I cannot compete. I know, but there are ways to compete.
Yeah.
But you have to be smart about it, and strategic.
Okay. So, what do you guys think makes the difference between success and failure in this business?
It, if everybody puts in the work and does his best or her best and just tries and delivers all, push yourself to the limit, then there's only one factor left: coincidence or luck,
Yeah, so
timing,
keep going until you kind of are in the right spot at the right time in the right moment.
and you cannot control it. For some, it will happen
That's
sooner,
you just
some later, and for some, never.
Joe, you just said it. It's keep going. Keep going. That's the only thing that will separate you from the rest. Will get you success, or maybe not. But that's why you have to love this because you got to keep going. You know, if my success dries out, I will still make music. I will do this. You know, I will still do this. I will have to find other ways to make money, but I
You know,
will still do this. And I think
yeah.
that's where a lot of friends who said when I was 18 and they said, "Oh no," and really good friends of mine also said like, "No, I don't think you have what it takes." I really, and they said it respectfully, like, "Yeah, man, but that's not a real career," stuff like that. But a lot of them also did stuff like that, made music, played drums or whatever, but they stopped. They stopped like going for it, really going for it, and I just kept going for it. Doesn't mean I didn't. I still got very lucky, but I would still be going for it. I would just probably have a job on the side, let's say, or music would be on the side, but it would still be there just
Mm.
because I love doing it. I always want to keep making music.
Yeah, and making it's hard because I do get some demos in the mailbox from really talented people, and they make good stuff. Sounds cool. Yeah, we might even play it, and but still, then I go to think about it and think like, okay, will this person ever break through? Are they really that special? That's
Yeah, but
That's kind of
that's
hard
where
because
you
usually it
yeah,
already kind of exists. And
you need the
man,
luck there, I think. That's where the luck and the timing and some kind of story. If you look at if you look at my career, how it happened. I mean, I obviously came up with Martin Garrix, who had a number one hit worldwide for a 15 or 16-year-old, which is a story. That's like he's broken through. His next single is with me, and he takes me with him on tour. That makes me like, oh, they're the young guys from Holland, and you have Julian Jordan there as well,
yeah,
and some other guys.
Were you the
So
track
that makes
after Animals?
yeah the first single after.
Good timing.
So like that makes well, that's just they decided after. So it was like for me like a huge thing, but that made for fans, for bookers, made the story interesting around me, because I've been talking to labels before Wizard. I was talking to Spinnin already, and they were kind of like, "Yeah, your music's good, but you know,
What's
there
the
wasn't
story?
really."
Yeah.
And I think that's just the luck you need, but also kind of the I mean that's what I always say, and I said it during the artist coaching event. It's like uh, before Garrix blew up, I was already working with him. And then I always say you should focus, if you're a beginning artist, on the people around you and the producers around you, and not per se only on the already successful names, because one of the next successful names could be in your group, let's say, in the people you know.
Yeah, and the only way to kind of become lucky is by keep going, working with those people, keep delivering the tracks yourself, so that if an opportunity arises somewhere in the future,
you're ready.
You will be there and you're ready.
You'll be ready. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is a quote I saw somewhere. It's like you learn from you learn like if you look back on life, about life, but you live it facing forward. So like you can't learn until after. So you just gotta do.
Well,
just
said.
gotta do.
Fact,
you just butchered the quote, but that's okay.
Nike, just gotta do.
Hey, I'm actually looking at it now. I see Wizard being released. That's late 16/12, 2013. That's 16 December. Is that correct? Then it got on Beatport. And that was actually the second track after Wizard. And I'm now looking, the third track, there was a Martin Garrix edit of Cracking by Bassjackers.
Oh, yeah, that's
What
true.
up?
Sick.
Yeah, I
guys
actually
had
thought
good
there
timing.
was something in between, maybe Dubvision or Firebeats.
Proxy?
Huh?
Was Proxy there?
Proxy?
I think. Proxy was
No, I think
there.
it's before.
Proxy was after Wizard, for sure. Kraken was before Proxy, you mean?
No, I don't even see where Proxy is, man. Proxy.
That's weird.
Where you are?
Proxy, yeah.
Anyway,
it wasn't maybe an official release, but it was...
Oh, I saw it here. Wait. Proxy. I had Backlash with Dubvision. Yeah, that was also a good track.
Great record.
Helicopter.
Firebeat.
I just saw Proxy.
Oh, yeah, with
here.
Firebeats,
Turn
yeah.
up the speakers, man.
Oh, that was
Proxy. Yeah, that's true, man. Proxy is right after Cracking, a month later.
Nice.
Yeah. The guy delivered some hits.
Yes,
Imagine you wrote that, half of that.
Which one?
Proxy.
Was that you?
Yeah, it was me and Martin.
Okay. I don't
already.
know.
But you're not named on the bill.
I'm not named on the bill, no. But it was a free download on Spinnin. And it was just like an in-between track kind of thing.
Yeah, because I saw the release date was 4 days after Helicopter.
Yeah, it was kind of like out of nowhere, which was really funny because in Holland it also became a dance smash on 538
on radio.
And then Martin and me made it, and then we didn't really talk about it yet. And then out of nowhere, they decided to release it. I was already like sure I was not going to be on that track if ever released as a featuring artist. But then we were like, hey man, what's happening? What was the deal again? He was just like, no, 50-50, no worries, and came through. So it's pretty
nice.
Cool.
Like a real man.
Let's dive into the community questions, guys, because we have some questions in the community.
That's cool.
For those who are listening right now, if you're not part of the community yet, make sure to join our Discord community. The link should be in the description or in the description of this podcast. You should find it there.
A thumbs up, press the like button, comment, share it with your friends. Your cats,
that's why
I don't know what.
That's why I have you guys. I keep forgetting that. Because
I also mentioned the podcast at my radio show, which will be aired across the globe. So let's see. Let's
close
see
the gates. Close the gates. Yeah.
Now we're gonna be famous.
Yeah, exactly.
Brace yourselves.
Anyway, people can ask questions in the community every week, and we got a question from Melodramatic this time.
Yeah.
Team, what?
Who made the Fuck the Suits track? It was funny.
That's him.
Oh, that's
That's
him.
him.
It was funny.
Did you check
I liked
it?
it, dude? Yeah, I checked it. Yeah.
Ah, nice. That's him. Team, what are your thoughts on SubmitHub and curators to help push out your releases?
SubmitHub? I don't know it.
Yeah, I used it once for a song on an alias. No, less try, but this song got like 1,000 streams. But it was one of those things that I was like, I want to release it and see how that goes.
Yeah.
Let
Don't
me
you know
see.
it, Ralph?
Nope.
No, it's a platform where you can send out your music to third-party playlists.
Okay.
I used it once,
Noted.
and I got 2,000 streams. Now the song has 2,000 streams, and what I really saw is it got picked up by some of those playlists I sent it to.
Mhm.
You got some feedback, which that was probably the most valuable. You know, like some curators actually give like good feedback. But it's also like you get plays for a week or 2 weeks, and then it's gone. So it's
Yeah, I have
really
very
difficult to,
I have very different stories, to be honest. Like, I have a lot of clients working with SubmitHub, and some of them are very positive, and they swear by it, as in they would almost say that platform took care of the most of the streams that they got in. And some people release and promote their song through that platform and didn't get any play. So I think it's another tool, it's another tool in the toolbox, and it still comes down to your music and does it fit the playlist? Is it a good song?
Time, place, coincidence. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's not just, you can't just black and white and say like the platform sucks or the platform is great, but it's just another tool to promote your music.
Well, if it works for quite a lot of people, then it's probably great.
I think it can work. It's not that expensive. You pay, I think it's about $1-2 per playlist. And you only pay if they actually listen to your songs. So that's also a good feature in my opinion.
That's a good feature for sure.
So if you would send it out to...
getting paid for listening to your music. Nice.
Yep.
I want to...
Yep.
Where can I apply?
Maybe that's why you got very positive stories, because they own playlists. And they're like, I love SubmitHub. It's like people saying, no, you shouldn't buy houses. You should only rent. And they have like 6 apartments, which they rent out.
Yeah. No, I know that they don't own the playlist, as in it's just that the track got featured in a certain playlist, which was highly active, and that really resulted into a lot of plays. So it's just another tool that might work or might not work. It's just something you should give a try and see if it works for you.
Spotify is really data driven now.
Yeah, true. We also got a question from him. Question for Ralph. Do you think master bus compression is necessary if limiters are used throughout the mix to control all the peaks?
Master bus
compression.
Yeah, you should use compression on your master bus, yeah.
Yeah, because he said that if limiters are used throughout the mix to control all the peaks, so there's probably not a lot of peaks left, and then you still use compression.
You're gonna get peaks anyways.
Yeah. Well, probably doesn't do so much then anymore. But yeah,
no, but your peak is compared to other sounds. That's where your peak.
Yeah, no, of course, but I get it. That's also within my master chain. At first, you're gonna like limit the peaks, not through a limiter, but you will limit the peaks, and then you're gonna have a maximizer on it. I think it could work also if you compress or maybe even limit, or however you want to do it, on several tracks, and then all reroute to the master. But I would always compress when going into a master. Yeah.
Okay.
At first, compress. That's the one of the first steps.
Here's a question for Jopke.
But I want to point out, it makes total sense. It's a good way of working. I don't do it because everything I steer in is always is pretty low of volume. Yeah, I'm just thinking, okay, what peaks, sometimes like certain collabs, it's those kind of sounds. Would I compress those? You have reverb in there. I don't know, but can work theoretically. Yeah, love it.
Okay. Question for Jobke. Let's say you made an amazing top 40 radio demo as good as Kygo, Gedda, Kelvin, and you just want to try to get the most famous singer possible as a collaborator. What exact steps would you take in your current position?
What exact steps?
Exact steps.
I'm curious too.
Call the publisher.
I would sit back and let my talent do all the work, and it would just happen.
Let my co-producer do all the work.
I think I would think about who I want as a singer on it first. Have a wish list. Make a wish list as in these I really want, but like AAA. So like probably not gonna get, but who knows? So like Chris Martin, Bono, Elton John, whatever.
Bono.
Make a list of. I don't know.
Elton John.
I'm just trying to name the most famous people I know. Bono is one of the most famous singers ever.
Do you really think he can sing nice?
No, but it's about being famous. It's about you want the famous.
Oh, I
singers.
thought you were one of those guys who want to make something beautiful.
I know.
But you're all about the same then. In the end, look, everybody listens. Jay Hardway is all about.
I listened to the question, Ralph.
I don't know what you're talking about. In my head, I went directly to Dua Lipa. Like there was no second between.
I actually read the question really where it literally says, "And you wanted to try to get the most famous singer possible as a collaborator." That's the literal
true.
phrase.
You're a good listener. Yeah, I stand corrected.
Most famous singer. Yeah, he's right. Yeah,
he's right. Yeah.
I make a list who I want. Like
Bono.
Myself.
Man, Gen Z will be like, oh no. Is he the guy who says to Lewis Hamilton how to race?
Yes.
Yes.
Then I would DM those people. I would DM those most famous singers ever. I don't care about their talents. I just want fame. No, I would DM them. That's a step that I would definitely follow. I would not expect much in return there. And then I would talk to my manager, but also to labels where I know people, send the track with the whole plan, who I want as a collaborator. Talk to publishers that I know, send the track. So to contacts like, hey, I want to work with this famous person. I want to work with Bono because he's the best singer in the world.
Most famous also, come on.
That's the steps I would follow, but this is the thing, like it's just on my level, it's still going to be very difficult to get those names like a Kygo, but it's always one of those things where, hey, who knows? I'm just going to try. I'm just going to send it out. I'm just going to keep telling the label who I want to work with, because you never know who knows who. There might be a link you have to someone, or they may have just heard your song or whatever. Chris Martin might wake up and says, hey, I'm going to read Coldplay DMs today, We get 1 million a day, but hey, who knows?
Let's pick a few.
You might just open your DM. I mean, that would be my approach. And
totally true.
In the meantime, if I done that, I will let my manager probably follow up with publishers and labels to get like a good collaborator. And in the meantime, I would be already then working on other music on the follow-up hit. So that would be my exact steps.
Yeah.
Exact steps. I did it wrong. I will wake up. Then I hear my oldest daughter. She's awake. So I go.
Shut up, dude. How it probably will go is that your track will go to a more famous DJ who does have the connections, and everybody hops on, and you get a piece of the pie, and you get a collaboration with a big DJ and a big singer. And that's really how it will probably go.
Probably, yeah. But you never know.
But you never know.
Yeah. True.
Hey, and a lot of the cool tracks don't have the cool singers, like Kisses or DNA.
Like Calvin Harris's songs.
By the way, Josh mentioned that, what was the track? Sammy that track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one
We
hit
heard
the
you.
top 40 charts in the UK.
Oh, cool. I get it.
So it
It's a
did
cool track.
became a hit.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, it's like he has a hit. I can feel it. It's
Nice.
gold. I thought.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So that's
Josh
it
knows,
for today.
Josh knows his
No,
shit.
we have 5 minutes. We're gonna talk bullshit.
Yeah, you can drop your shameless plugs, whatever you want. Like, is there anything to plug aside from your
Yes.
new merchandise line?
New Egg Boy dropping soon.
Wake
New
the
Egg
Fuck
Boy.
Up by Bassjackers. It's the well-known alarm clock song, you know,
Annoying
from
alarm
the
sound song.
TikTok videos. And it's coming out on the 1st of November.
Ralph,
Huh?
You are
should
teasing this
run
song too
ads
long.
on the radio like that. It would be hilarious. Or you
Yeah.
with a suit on, you're like, "Hello, this is radio guy speaking, and Wake the Fuck Up by Bassjackers will be available."
Out
Yeah.
now.
Well,
Yes.
it
will
is.
be actually
It's true. It's factual.
nice.
I love it.
amazing.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. And it's going to
And,
be out the 1st of November. It's the one you're waiting for, man. The one you know you need.
Wow. The
I'm
confidence of
passionate
this guy.
about my own shit. And then
Yeah,
2 weeks
noted.
later, we have Boadicea. It's also a cool track. It's already... it's with-
Boadicea?
yeah, it's like the remake of the Enya song. We wanted to call it The Great
Hmm.
Escape, but it's going to be full cover. And then you have to have the
Use the same title.
same title, yeah. And then 3 weeks after, I think on December the 6th, we have Cornfield Chase. What up, Hans? And
Hans.
we
Dude,
also have
because of
Stereo
you-
Murder coming out in the meantime. And
Ralph,
yeah, we have quite a
because
lot.
of you, my whole timeline, well, not necessarily my whole timeline, but a lot of my timeline is now all about Hans Zimmer.
Yeah. Well,
Hanske!
he's also pretty good. Hans, if you're listening, call me.
Send
Yeah, and
me
then
DM.
what? And then what?
I'll be going
Hello,
like, oh,
Hans.
Hans,
Big
wie
fan.
geht's? Alles gut?
Hey, the and then what is actually something to really think about, because sometimes in the beginning of my career, I wanted to meet like famous DJs or famous people, whatever, and then you're like, you meet them, you're like, hello, how are you? And it's like, it's good to think about, because I noticed it during Amsterdam Dance Event as well. People come up to me and they don't really have an idea what they want to ask or say or do. And it's like, it's a good thing to think about. What if I want to meet Tiesto? I might meet him there and there. If you have a question or something, it's just smart to just think about. Because sometimes you realize,
I know what you
yes,
should do.
he's very famous, but I don't need anything from him.
It's what you should always do. Ask their phone number.
Do you think anyone will give that?
No, but you should always. Yeah. Oh,
Why would you?
remind me, or I can send a DM, maybe on Instagram. What do you
Yeah.
prefer? And or email. Dude,
Yeah.
come on. Or just phone number. Come on, phone number.
Direct contact.
But still, if you get someone's email, do you have the stuff ready to send it out? Because that's also, if you don't have, work on that first. you
I'm
know?
still nervous when I send out to people like Tiesto. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Same. And the silence you get back is deafening.
Oh, man, I'm waiting on my phone. Come on, man. Send something back.
Reply,
He's
reply.
online. Babe, he's online. Oh, he's offline again.
I'm like, always when I call Ralph, I get nervous and I'm like waiting with FaceTime, and then they say, "Oh no, I'm on the toilet." No, wait.
Not now, not now. By the way,
Never.
the track Fuck the Suit by Melodramatic will drop on November 8th on all platforms.
Whoa, that's pretty cool, man. I gotta say, when I was listening to it, I loved the vocals. He was pretty creative about it. Didn't like the arrangement; it was way too long. But still, kind of. I listened
He
to
made
it.
it himself,
Sounded
I
also
believe.
pretty cool. Yeah, it sounded pretty cool. It wasn't too bad at all. No, it was actually pretty
So,
good. Yeah. So
make sure to
Melodramatic,
check that.
Thanks, man. And you were onto something. I also love the vocal processing, and but arrangement-wise, we have to talk.
We have to talk.
We have
Okay.
So can I get your phone number?
No,
DM.
DM.
Guys, Thanks again for your time. If you're listening and you haven't liked this podcast yet, you haven't subscribed to our YouTube yet, I'm very happy to mention that from now on,
Jopke.
we will also do not just the episodes every week, but we will also add like 10-minute videos of the episodes, so the highlights of the episodes on
this
the
is
channel. Yeah,
so we will what Joey does.
Oh,
So we will do that starting this week. But if you haven't liked or subscribed on Spotify or on YouTube, please do share it with everyone you know if you think it's valuable. And that's it for now.
yeah, and also let us know what you want from the podcast. So if there's
Yeah, in
something
the
that you
Discord.
like
Yeah.
in the Discord, yeah.
Yeah, no DMs in Discord.
No nudes.
Yeah? No nudes. Everyone, bye-bye and see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.